What is going on, Toy Fam? Project Piper Customs here, and welcome to another episode of Tea and Figs. And in today's episode, we are talking about a lot of figs. Enough figs to make you forget about all the madness going on in the world, but our wallets will always remember. And here with me, as always, is my plastic action. I'll bleep that out. Tom and Karl, how are we doing, guys?
Doing good, mate.
Yeah, I'm doing good, mate.
Lovely. Yeah, Tom doesn't have a camera on him today because he's got very, very bad quarantine hair. And Karl is showing his off in his glory. Oh, scratching like a billy goat. Oh, shit. Nah, all good. Glad to hear from you. It's been a while. We chatted on the line for a bit, but it's good to get some FaceTiming again.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, man, the figures are just coming out left, right, and centre at the moment. It's like the fig game has not slowed down, even with COVID. Release dates may have been pushed, but they're releasing. No, they're on it.
Yeah,
I love it as well. My wallet doesn't, but you know. But yeah, as we'll start off with some Marvel, and kicking us off with Marvel Mayfix, as the Thor has just been released, and me and Karl are very much loving it. Yeah, they did obviously drop. This has been a while since we've done this, but they have released the pre-order for Endgame cap in the Mayfix fashion. And we're sticking with the movie line, obviously, because we just had Thor drop. And yeah, I mean, Karl, did you get the new Endgame SHF or just maintain the old one still?
No, I just maintained the old one. I've managed to pick up a couple of them. So what I did is I customized and made it all dirty, and I did that before it dropped. So I didn't see the need for it.
No.
You know, I paid out and went and got for the custom head and things. So yeah. I thought, you know what, I could have another one, but I think I've got enough. There comes a point.
It does, and to be honest, the SHF version didn't. I mean, it looks all right, but it just didn't look anything.
They still can't get that head right.
Yeah, no.
I
don't know what
all the caps they've done, and they have not got the head right once.
No.
No, I quite agree.
And Mayfix have given it a good shot in terms of head sculpt, but you know they've again, like with the Thor, they've just launched it with a shitload of accessories. Pardon my French, including obviously 2 shields, the hammer, a lightning effect, multiple heads, and yeah, it's tooled up to the nines. So that will be interesting to see how it fares along with. I mean, this is Mayfix. Their scaling could be tiny. It could be huge.
This is it. I mean, the only thing that worries me about that cap is the fact that it comes with a stand for the hammer. So are they just not expecting it to stay up, or? Yeah,
exactly. Is it just meant to hold in his hand? You know, I don't know what's going on there. I don't, unless they start revealing some more.
Size-wise, I think they're going to be small.
Yeah.
If we go on the fact that I'm looking at that picture now of the 3 of them together.
Yeah.
And if we assume that Thor is the same size as the Thor that you've just picked up, these are definitely going to be on the short side.
Yeah, I can see that.
So,
certainly a little bit shorter than SHF, I think.
Mimikaka. Yeah. Seeing the comparisons to this lovely chap, and I have him in this post for a reason, for an upcoming shot. I think you can gather where I'm going with it as well. He just a shade, like literally that much in it compared to the SHF version, which I didn't have to compare and review, but obviously like that compared to the Marvel Legends version. But again, yes, I mean, if it's not going to fit in your display line, but for shooting and just has its own display, there you go.
This is good. I was seeing both options.
Yeah,
it's almost like we planned it.
I don't get the issue with the neck. I've not got a problem with the neck. If you look at the pictures, and I think I've seen where they're going with this, because I've seen it in plenty of the groups where they're extending the neck, and there are a couple of promotional images where he does have a giraffe neck. But if you look at stills from the movie, the collar is right up here. It was one of the most noticeable things from when he arrived in Wakanda was the armor. Yeah. And I get it with the figure, it limits the head turn, but you know, in terms of aesthetically screen accurate, I've got no issues with this neck at all. So I really don't understand what the big fuss is.
No, I think the neck looks spot on myself.
Yeah.
I didn't have any issues with it either.
No, and everyone that's modded it in the groups and shown pictures, it looks like a fucking giraffe. I'm sorry, but it doesn't look any better at all.
Well, you need to look screen accurate, doesn't it? You know, if you're going to portray a character from a film, it needs to look as accurate as possible. And he does have that huge collar, doesn't he?
Yeah, monstrous.
It's up there. It's, you know, it's quite high up on his neck, isn't it? You know, it's all somewhat there. So you need to have that, otherwise it would look stupid if you missed it out. I think it looks great, and it's not. I don't think the neck's too bad. I picked up figures way worse than that. They have no excuse to be.
No, at all. And like in just body proportions, the way it's shaped, works perfectly, even on both options of the sleeveless version and the armored version.
Yeah.
And just the options, obviously, it gets a bit fiddly with those discs, especially the ones on his belt. They can pop off and easily lose. But once you get everything flowing, like with all those electricity things going on, and everything stays put, and you've got them in the pose you want. Man, that's beautiful. It really is. I really was not in the mood for this fig because I'd gone past the point of caring because it had been so long since I pre-ordered it. And it's like Infinity War. That was so last year or the year before. But now in hand, I'm just like, we can light up. Well, I can make it light up. And yeah, it's just great to pose, to get him in those poses as well. And the articulation's there, and it just works. The cape is awesome. I've not had any issues with mine. Mine stays under the shoulder quite well from what I've seen. It's just falling over. But yeah, I'm happy as Larry. And with that, I'm really looking forward to the big Thor in the armor and seeing what they do with an Iron Man. I don't think Mafex have done an Iron Man for a long time. Not a movie.
43 was it the last one they did?
Yeah.
And they done the Hulkbuster, but the less we talk about their Hulkbuster, the better.
So with that, I've got the cap on pre-order. I'm going to pre-order the other two as well, just so I can have them doing their own thing on the shelf, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to slow down with the Avengers stuff now. If they've got the license, they're going to use the license. I mean, the Iron Man looks quality.
Amazing, yeah, absolutely. Especially, I love it every time that SHF like reveals something they should have put out first time round. Mafex just comes along and is like, oh, you dropping this? Oh, funny, look at ours. Just bodied.
This is it. And I mean, SHF have gone a bit mental the last week or two with stuff. So I'm now just waiting for Mafex to just throw that Iron Man and Thor in there and just be like, oh yeah, we got these, by the way. Yeah,
seeing as the battle damaged Iron Man and Cap have just started dropping in reviewers' hands and stuff like a couple of weeks back, and Fat Thor came out a couple of months ago in the SHF version. It does look good, and I mean, I've got my own for the shelf, the Marvel Legends version, but now give me that all day. That looks spot on. But yeah, so looking forward to those. Are you regretting not picking it up, Tom, or you're all right seeing it?
I do want it, but I'm quite happy just looking at it. I don't have the room to start doing MCU stuff anymore.
No, I know. I've got to plan what I buy and what I'm going to keep in storage, what I'm going to put on another little shelf I've got, what's going to go in the cabinet. Because I've only got so many. I'm tempted to get another, because I can fit another Detolf in that space there with the sculpted predators. I'm thinking about just putting him in the loft and just getting another Detolf there until I can get some more space, but just so I can have more on display. But that's the thing, just once it's on display, I don't want to move it because I like the way it's displayed.
Yeah, I have that problem also. I haven't touched my Mafex Spider-Man in about 3-4 months since I put it in a pose. Just
getting the other ones out of there so I can do size comparisons for the review was a pain in the ass because I've got Falcon on a display stand and I had to don't knock him all over, and pain in the ass. But moving right along from Mafex, we have I guess SHF are starting to throw some more Iron Man and Tony Starks out of the wing ring, aren't they? So we've got, is this another have they actually released the Mark 1 before? Is this it finally?
No, this is the first Mark 1 that they've done. Yeah. I'm sure they've teased it before.
Yes, that they have. That's what made me think that they may have released it before with the Hall of Armor set. But
SWF
no,
are very good at
I
that.
haven't pre-ordered it yet. Yeah, they are. How many times they teased the Guardians from Guardians 1 and everything else, and we still haven't got it yet. Tempted, very tempted to get this, because even though we do rag on SHF a little bit, they are good with their Iron Man. There's no doubt about that.
Oh yeah, they haven't made a bad Iron Man figure.
No.
And
yeah,
I mean, up until now, your choices with this were the Marvel Legends, which wasn't a Marvel Legends. It was
ridiculous. That was like Toy Biz, wasn't even Marvel. No, you're right.
It was well, yeah, because when the Iron Man films, they didn't have Legends for it. They just had the normal kids figures, and then whenever they've done it for Legends, they've just used that figure. Like, I mean, it's got the spring-loaded rocket, like a kid's toy, you know, because that's all it is. So you've had that, or you've got the Revel Tech, which is great, and will cost you hundreds of pounds to try and get hold of that thing now.
Yeah, that's flown up in price, isn't it? Yeah. So this, I'm tempted just because the amount of work I did on it custom, but at the same time, that's no longer that was a gift. So just to have one to dick around with, I'm very, very tempted. I've put pre-order on it yet, but I may before they all go out.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but
no,
it's pretty big.
Yeah, because you get like blaster effects for its feet. You get all the flamethrower stuff. Yeah, tasty looking figure, 100%. And yeah, that will really segue into the two recent ones that they've dropped, which are three actually. One was a reissue of Mark III. What are the details on that again, Tom?
That's an event exclusive, the Tamashi feature event, which is July 4th and 5th. Obviously, this year it's an interactive convention because it's in Japan. They're not having them open. So order-wise, I'm not quite sure how they're doing it. Whether it's going to pop up on a few sites. I think it was meant to start going up today, so there's a chance that a few sites might have it up now. I haven't had a chance to look before we started this, but I'm not sure where else it's going to be available. But it is an event exclusive. It's not going to be a standard release anywhere.
No. I mean, it's as I saw, I didn't notice it at first, but you're right. Obviously, it's a little bit of a deco change with the paint. Obviously, added a little bit of battle damage. Might have either enhanced the colours or muted them a bit more because the original release was very dark. It was a very dark maroon red. I'm not sure if they brightened it slightly, or it might just be the studio lighting they've used for the shots themselves.
Possibly, but there's a few sculpting changes as well. So we can't see them in a minute. I'll try for when we put the video up. I'll try and get a side-by-side thing, but it looks like the shoulder pads are different.
But yeah, so we're getting a re-release of Mark III, and obviously as a lot, it's already been out. This one's obviously just an event exclusive, and we'll do the side-by-side picture. But also they've released two different Tony Starks from Iron Man 1 in his suited body for when he's demonstrating the Jericho missile, and one from when he's captive in a cave as he's hammering out the Mark I Iron Man. The old chisel and hammer, ching, ching, classic scene. And yeah, great ideas for themed Tony Stark figures. Not too keen on those head sculpts though.
No.
Certainly off, aren't they?
A little bit.
Yeah.
By little, I mean way. I don't know what they were doing there. Just be polite. Yeah.
I mean, they've gone lately. They've gone very Japanese influence with their designs lately. I think rather than movie accurate, because that in this suit there reminds me if they'd done an anime version of Iron Man 1, that is what Tony Stark would look like.
Yeah, spot on there.
I agree. Actually, it's very, very cartoon, like caricatured, cartoonized. If that's a word, it is now.
It is now.
Yeah, it definitely does not look like a young RDJ, and especially the one where he's in the cave in the vest.
It's a great suit.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great like a body to use. So I think I'll definitely be buying it just for that, because if you stuck a Bond head on that, spot on.
Oh my god!
Talking about Karl's recent purchase, and I'll you'll see it right there. There you go.
No, I quite like collecting a good range of suited figures. So I went and got a couple the John Wicks, and I got a Figma Goro, just because I think they make brilliant civilians sort of in the background. And again,
have they ever done one with a bow tie rather than a tie, but a bow tie?
I don't know, Tom.
Can't think off the top of my head.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
It'll work. Suit body,
Oh.
Bond head on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I can think of one, but it would be no good.
What one was that?
Oh, it was an anime figure. I can't even remember the name of it. I just remember it because I know Craig Warwick done a custom Doctor Strange out of it. So, but it was proper anime, like
yeah,
you
know, like the Lupin sort of looked like all straight and
Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, SHF are pumping out the Iron Man. Fair play. Yes, obviously we've got the Mark 1, the two Tony Starks, and the reissued Mark 3. Moving on, still with Marvel though, what we're hitting up next, we've got, well, let's go into Tom's actual recent purchase before we go on to Spider-Man. But yeah, Tom, show the kids at home because I haven't seen anyone else with this apart from you in
No, I haven't yet.
No.
I'm quite surprised. I thought this would be quite popular, but I haven't seen it anywhere yet. But it's I think it's PCTOYS make it, or something along those lines. I got it from Joe from VCTOYS box. The Spider-Man Far From Home display base is basically the shrunk down quarter scale Hot Toys base.
Yes, of the Vulture Wing debris mess of his flight suit.
I mean, it is massive.
Is it?
It looks big compared to the Mezco, yeah.
I mean, I've got this in my details at the minute, and it's near on the height of the shelf.
Wow.
Like, hold on. Bloody hell, yeah, that is big.
It's,
I mean, the tip of that wing, you mean? The tip of the wing?
Yeah. Because, I mean, the wing piece itself must be near on 8 inches long.
Wow.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the wings it's on a ball joint into that base, so you can spin it around, have it laying flat. The turbine spins.
I was going to ask that, actually, yeah.
Oh, wow.
You see that, like,
articulate face.
Under the wing, you've got that little gun sticking in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's obviously removable.
That's
so it's actually just a separate gun. And then there's a couple of bits stuck to the base that you can attach to that gun as well.
That's pretty impressive.
It's got a Vulture helmet, which isn't pictured there, but it's now sat on the front of the base. And I mean, geez, I think it was about £60.
That's a bargain.
Posted.
All of that. Post, Jesus Christ.
And I mean, the paintwork alone on it is stunning. Because I was tempted to do something like this when we done that custom display base challenge. Yeah. This was my original idea. So I actually bought one of the Titan Hero Vulture figures to take the wings off to do it. And then I spotted this. And I was like, you know what? I can't even be bothered to make that now. I'm just going to buy this and make something else.
Yeah, Jai has a way of killing our challenges, like afterwards or right out the jump before we even get started.
But honestly, I'll try and get a review up of it in the next week or two when I've actually got a bit of time, and I highly recommend it. Especially for the price, you can't go wrong.
So are they still for sale on the PC?
I think it's like $80 or $85.
Yeah,
shipped.
That's great. We'll stick a link in the description and comments. If you want to jump on it.
And I mean, obviously, like that picture, I've got the custom head on it as well, the maniple head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On there, and at that stage, It's like a hot toy on your shelf. At that, like when you've got that head on it, which is better than anything Mezco have done, which we'll get to later. Plenty of Mezco head action coming up. But you pop that head on it, you've got it on that base. It's like the centerpiece of my Mezco Marvel display now.
Yeah, it looks awesome, doesn't it?
Well, it was the centerpiece, and then I put the Legends Mary Jane in there, and she fell over and knocked everything else over on the fucking shelf. So it is literally the only display now, because everything else is just lying down.
Typical Mary Jane. Was it looking good before she fell over, though?
Oh, yeah, I was loving it. For about the 15 seconds that it was all stood up, until I shut the door. It was perfect.
Oh, no, that's it. They need to... I don't understand it. Like some sort of shock-absorbent feet on the bottom. I mean, luckily mine's on, off the floor, but still, I live on a main road, so I get articulated lorries thundering past. I've got RAF Norfolk over the back there. All right, so this house vibrates a lot. And, I mean, the display case used to move a little bit, but whatever's on an ACBA flight stand just does that. And it's like, oh, don't. And, yeah, luckily it all survives, but I feel your pain.
Oh, it's a nightmare, mate. The kids will just run in the room in the morning. It's just like, you don't even look now. You just hear the... So I'm not even going to look what ones have fallen over today.
The pain of displaying.
It's a killer.
Pardon my squeaky chair. Rolling on to what appears to be a Hot Toy Spider-Man. Where's the picture gone?
The PS4.
The Spider-Arma Mark IV suit with the glowing green spider in the middle. Yeah,
which is, I think, really cool. Like, because when you haven't got the light on it, it looks like a kind of just a normal shiny, like an armored suit, but like a comic book armor, where it's all like you can still see the muscle underneath the metal armor. Completely unrealistic.
It's like a metal weave fabric. I love the honeycomb sort of pattern to the stitching.
Yeah, it's stunning. And then you get that light on it, and it all just comes to life. And I think that's amazing. The display base looks really cool.
That's incredible, yeah.
I mean, I can't even fit in a freaking Spider-Man display base for a 6-inch, so I'm not going to be able to fit this thing anywhere. But
no, for you Hot Toy collectors out there, that's a very unique display base as well. Hot Toys don't normally do like a diorama little feature with their display bases. Mainly, it's mainly just the bendy stand, and that's about it.
Yeah, they used to do quite a few, but I haven't seen that many lately.
No.
So it's quite nice to see stuff like that again. They've done it a lot for their quarter scale stuff, but not so much nowadays.
No. Yeah, this looks like is there any details on this? Is it is there a release date? Or?
I don't know if they put a release date up for it yet or not, actually. I can't remember. I'll look into it and then we'll flash it up on the screen down there when I've done a bit more research into it.
No problem. So rolling. Is that all the Marvel? Or no, we got. I think that is. Pirate.
Oh yeah.
The Pirate Deadpool Marvel Legends are starting to land in people's hands already in America. There's no surprise whatsoever. So the reviews are up and about before we even get a chance to sniff the air that was our pre-order. They're already in reviewers' hands, and people seem to be enjoying the wave. It's a pass for me. The Deadpool Pirate looks good, but nothing really interests me in the wave, to be honest.
No, same. I've got no interest in that wave, which is quite a nice change. To not want a single figure from a Legends wave.
No, yeah, exactly. Especially X-Men. Just going to grab a drink of water. Bear with me.
But I mean, Legends have been doing some great stuff lately.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, they have actually. I think they've upped their game a lot, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, you had the wave that's just dropped, like the Gamerverse wave.
Yeah.
I think that was another hit and miss wave, but it kind of depends on what you're into. Like, if you're into that video game, I mean, obviously it's not released yet, but if you're excited about that video game, you're probably going to be picking up those figures.
Yeah, definitely.
And in fairness, the more I saw of them, the more I thought they actually look quite like the Cap and Iron Man don't look too bad. I mean, it's a weird looking Captain America.
But that's not the toy fault, is it?
No, that's the
It's just
game
the
design's
game,
fault. Like, they haven't done anything different. But then that wave came with a couple of decent comic book figures. I only picked up the leader from that wave. But that was I think the leader was a really good figure.
Yeah, I see.
And then you've got the new Spider-Man vintage wave coming up.
Yep, again, that's landed in people's hands already.
Yep.
We seem to be enjoying that Spider-Man quite a lot. As we expected, all the articulation and stuff.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Like that, the Mafex is my current, and I'm sure with most people, that's the best Spider-Man at the minute, but this could take it. Certainly for the enjoyment of just grabbing it off the shelf and messing around with it.
Yeah, like you can a little bit more rough around the edges with it in terms of posing. You don't have to worry too much, especially in that department.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look good. The Peter Parker,
weird goggles, but
fuck what are they doing with that? And I didn't even want to customize them into regular glasses. The frames alone look ridiculous.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to pop them off with a bit of heat. I might even use the ones that come with the Mezco Homecoming one, like the Edith glasses.
Yeah, that'll work actually.
Oh, I might just leave it with no glasses on.
I mean, he didn't really rock glasses in the animated series, did he? I don't remember.
No, I mean, they based that off the old, like the original Ditko drawings of him, but I don't think it works.
No.
But that's going to be a sought after wave. Also, you got the classic Electro in it.
Yeah.
The classic Green Goblin compared to the modern one that we got.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I'm tempted. Yeah, I'm probably going to grab I'm not going to grab the whole wave. Because for Spider-Man, I just use them for pictures. I haven't got really anywhere for a display. Unlike X-Men, where I can have multiple heroes and obviously some villains in storage to pose them up with when I'm taking pictures. But there's just the rogues gallery, and especially with some that are so hard to get now.
Well, I think this is the bonus. I think for people getting into like Spider-Man now, this is the time, because you're getting just this year. You're getting classic Electro, classic Green Goblin, Mysterio's getting a re-release. Kingpin's getting a re-release. You're getting the brand new Spider-Man figure, Mary Jane. If you want to pop the head off Gwen Stacy and use the Mary Jane head, like you're getting, and we just had the wave with like the Vulture in it.
True. Yeah.
So already you've got a brand new Spider-Man and like 5 villains.
Yeah.
Plus a couple of side characters.
Yeah.
Plus, they've already teased that there might be another vintage wave of Spider-Man coming this year.
That'd be nice. I would love to see a J. Jonah in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping we would get in the next one. And I think, they did drop teasers, not any solid teasers, but kind of hinted that you could see the Lizard get re-released as a single figure, like they've done with Kingpin.
Yeah.
I think we might get a more classic Doc Ock in the next wave of vintage.
Yeah.
Like I'd say more classic, like maybe a more animated series styled Doc Ock.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a good time to be a Spider-Man fan, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, keep rolling those out. It'll definitely they'll sell, no problems. Waves like this, though, I guess people are just after it for the bath. There's a couple of X-Men there to complete some teams. I mean, how many Deadpools do you need? Yeah, it just seems like a filler wave, if you ask me, this one. And yeah, we're just obviously waiting for those movie X-Men to come out, the movie Deadpools, to keep bloody seem to be like exclusives. So I'm not sure, hopefully they're not too difficult for us to get over here. Yeah. You just never know. Just never knew. I think that sort of wraps up Marvel side of things.
Pretty much. I mean, for the last couple of weeks at least.
Mm.
I mean, that's a fuck ton of news there for for a couple of weeks. But Marvel keep you in business if you're in the news game.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. What was next on the docket? We're moving it on to DC next, wasn't it?
Yep, the dirty cousin.
The dirty cousin, DC. Yeah. So
mine and Karl's favourite, in fairness.
Fair play.
I mean, Karl's from the country, so dirty cousin's kind of probably a different meaning down there, but.
Oh shit! And and speaking of dirty, you have a sexy-looking Gal Gadot figure right here.
That head sculpt is amazing.
Yeah, that is.
Pisses all over there.
Fantastic. Yeah, and that was a good figure, but this.
Yeah.
That blows it away.
How do you go? How do you go from what we've received so far? You know, like the Captain America and that, to go to this, and the head sculpt is so on point. How? What did you do different?
You see that man right there? Man's got a point, and so do I, because I'm pointing at him. He has a point. How on earth do you get such a perfect Gal Gadot head sculpt? And you can't. The only company that can do Chris Evans justice is Hot Toys and Marvel Legends, and Nutter Studios. It's like, no, go home, SHF. You're drunk, but you know you do your best work when you're drunk, and it's DC. I don't get it. But
I bet there's somebody there in the SHF factory, and they really like this figure.
They've probably got the whole cubicle lined.
They
got the whole cubicle lined with Gal Gadot's face, and that's not just for visual references to sculpt. No, that's just there because he's a perv.
But if it works, it works.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and this one is worked.
It has, yeah.
And I mean, you see the first shot we've got where it's just straight on looks good, but the second shot where it's like the side view with the whip over her, that there is fantastic.
Yeah.
Fucking whip, it's a lasso, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm getting a bit too
that'd be now. You wish it was a whip.
50 shades in it.
No, that's a must buy there.
Yeah. Is anybody here pre-ordered that already?
Yep.
Not yet. Because I'm more of a Marvel guy, but I do need some Wonder Woman goodness because I want to try some wire for the whip. So I might jump on that once all the other pre-orders are calmed down a little bit. If they're still going on our favourite new, site where we order from.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, but this one, I was going to get that Mezco that they sort of shown around the same time as this.
Yeah.
But I think this will go really well with the Mafex Hush Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So this is kind of going to be my DC Trinity right there.
Yeah, it would work. I think it will scale height-wise. She's obviously shorter than them, but
I think it'll be closer. I mean, it depends on with it's Mafex and scale. The two words don't go together in any way that you can guess. So, but they could turn up and be fucking 3 3/4 for all we know.
It could be shorter than that Thor.
Yeah. Or be like the Suicide Squad, where they're nearly a fucking Hot Toys.
Right, I know. Deadshot, Jesus Christ. Fucking the same size as that Marvel Legends Thor back there.
Yeah, it's just stupid. Unbelievable. But hopefully this will scale well with that.
Yeah.
That's my plan anyway.
I just have a horrible feeling Mafex is just going to reveal their own one at SDCC, whatever digital plan they have for that. Just be like, oh, you wanted that SHF Wonder Woman? Okay, here. But no, I think they're too wrapped in their Marvel bubble at the moment, which I'm not knocking. Keep them going on that. But I don't know, it'd just be a petty move that I would love to see.
It wouldn't surprise me if they do it in time for the movie. But then Mafex like to do things after the film, so this could be like middle of next year they could show a Wonder Woman.
I was giving them too much credit there. 2022.
Yeah.
We'd all forget where we pre-ordered it from. And
I can't even remember when the film's meant to be coming out now. Is it November it's meant to be coming out? Or
we meant to have had it now, but yeah, now I think it's November.
It's pretty much going to be going head-to-head with Black Widow now.
I don't mind that, a bit of femme fatale competition at the box office. But yeah, it will be good to see how the pair can. I'll do a double feature on the day.
Oh, I would.
Yeah, if
no
anyone's
problem.
actually be open, I'd be like, yeah, there's my day sorted. One, the other. You know, just
Marvel versus DC.
Yeah, Black Widow in the morning. Go for a spot
and
of lunch.
everyone wins.
Yeah, do it.
Absolutely, and they both make a killing. That's what I'd love to see.
No, yeah, they both deserve it as well.
100%. 100%. So, sorry, good Dale. You have to go to the one side for some McFarlane goodness. Now, McFarlane they've been a roller coaster with DC. You know, we got excited, wondering what they were going to bring out. They brought out some stuff, like, and then it was like really tall in scale. But they keep dropping these absolute beautiful looking figs, and this time around it's no different at all. So what do we have here, Tom? Lead the way.
We're on the Dark Knight's Metal wave that they're bringing out. I've got to try and remember the names of them now. I've got to go look the names up.
We're old. Give us a break.
Yeah, it's Friday night. We're tired.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been a long week.
Right.
Yes.
Here we go.
Here we are. Come on.
Right. Take two. Right, so we've got the Dawnbreaker, which is Batman Earth 32, obviously, which is the Green Lantern style.
You know that time? Call yourself a DC fan.
Shocking, isn't it? Then obviously the Devastator, which I already said, which is Doomsday and Batman blend.
Beauty of that figure is it bloody same price as the rest of them.
£20 or $20, depending on where you're listening, for that lump of plastic.
And it's £20 in weight by the looks of things as well.
That's what that is.
It's like you can't go wrong with that.
No.
Then Tentacle Man is actually Batman Earth 44, the Murder Machine.
Okay.
Which is, well, yeah, I shall read you the bio. From Earth 44, the Dark Multiverse, this Dark Knight was born when an all-powerful AI program designed by Cyborg misinterpreted its coding to homicidal ends.
Wow.
No. Well, then what happened?
I don't care. I have no interest in it. Honestly, just getting that far was just like, really?
Compelling and rich.
You're kind of doing everything you can.
He's got a hentai hand, right?
Yeah.
That shit. Well, I haven't. I don't know.
Tentacle Boy, we should call him.
Yes, Tentacle Boy. And then we got
the Grim Knight, which is actually really cool.
Yeah, it's quite a cool figure.
I like the Grim Knight.
Guns.
Like we said earlier, unfortunately, it's a backpack piece. All those guns on the back, like they're not separate guns. But for the price, I don't think that was ever going to happen.
No.
So
no, it's a bit like that NECA Terminator, the one that came with the coffin that you could hold on your shoulder. You opened it up and it just had one lump plastic piece of all the weaponry you had in it. A couple of loose pieces, but you know you weren't going to get all those accessories for that price point.
Yeah.
Same thing here. Shame, but it will look good on display. I can't wait for that.
I mean, even for £20, even if they did manage to cram all the guns in, they're not going to be able to come up with a system to attach them all cleanly to his back. So it's
be like
just,
Buckaroo.
Yeah, there's only so much you can fucking do for £20. Like, give him a break.
Yeah, fair enough.
It'll be so back heavy, it's ridiculous. It'll just fall over constantly.
Yeah.
Whereas it's one lump, it's one weight, so it'll be all right. But yeah, that looks badass, and I can't wait. I'll definitely dive on that. Just for the shit fuckery of it. So that looks tasty. So hopefully they look as good as they do here in hand. And what's the details on these? Do you know of the release of them?
They're coming out in the fall, autumn sort of time. So hopefully around September, October.
Okay.
Because we've got the what's up next from them? The White Night Wave, which I've actually got ordered. Should be coming out July time, and then these will follow on from that. But McFarlane aren't messing about. They're pretty quick between showing you what they're giving you and giving it to you.
Yeah, 100 to turn that over real quick, aren't they?
I know a lot of people are moaning that there's so much Batman, and it is a very Batman heavy line so far. But they're also like the line's 6 months old, and they're trying to sell as many figures as they can, and Batman sells.
Find me these people who are complaining about too much Batman. Show me them.
Oh, I know. It's obviously trying to find people complaining on the internet is hard.
Yeah,
but if you look,
doesn't happen.
I just have to scroll up one, and there's me doing it.
If you search hard enough, you will find odd pockets of people that don't like things. Shocking.
It's all an echo chamber. We don't those people. Cancel it. Cancel everything. Cancel the fanbase.
But yeah, it's a Batman heavy line, but it's a 6 months old line. They're selling as many figures as they possibly can. If you want to start getting like the rare, like if you want to get a Question or a Martian Manhunter, it's the retailers are going to have a lot more confidence stocking it if they can look back and go, well, we sold a shitload of their last 2 waves. Get them in. Yeah. You're gonna. That's how you're gonna. You're not going to release a load of like a whole wave of minor, like obscure characters within your first few months of doing a line. It's not going to happen. So they'll get there. It just might take a while.
Yeah, but patience. Have a little patience, and and the versions of the stuff that we've already had before, like the Arkham stuff, looks awesome in their format. Their Joker looks brilliant. Bring it on, I say.
Yeah, they've got a bit of improvement to do, but they're new. It's a new line, so.
And with SDC Digital around the corner, who knows? With the rate they're pumping these ones out, we might even see brand new wave pop up there.
I'm hoping so.
Promising times. Okay, what else? DC? Well, yes, I guess we can finish on the big event that happened today.
Yeah. The Mezco exclusive. Don't know if it was going to be an SDCC exclusive that they've now just done as this, or I mean, there's a slight rumor that it's an exclusive because they like money. I can neither confirm nor deny that, but it has been mentioned.
Bullshit.
But we
don't believe it.
Wow, my finger looks like.
Your finger, you've got freaky fingers. We've already been through this. Yeah. So the Mezco exclusive Superman, Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
I know. Well, we were until we saw the head sculpts the moment we were trying to pre-order it.
Yeah.
I know. Maybe the website crashing constantly was like, "Are you sure you want to buy this?"
Yeah.
We really dropped the ball on it.
Yeah, I've given you so many chances. You can't moan.
All right, 11th time. We'll take your money once and then secretly take the rest of it. Fine, you can have it. If anyone,
I'm dreading that.
Yeah, if anyone had tried to buy it today, you know exactly what happened. I thought it was, just me, and you always do. So why me? And then you go online and realize no, everyone had the same issue, where it would, if you're waiting on a countdown, as soon as it went 3, 2, 1, you go pre-order, it froze. Finally got to where you could, it was in your basket, and you go choose your payments. I went to PayPal first. It got me to the PayPal page. Said, right, you want to do this? This is how much it's going to be. All right, yep, go, buy. The whole window closed and the whole thing froze. And said, oh, we're a bit busy at the moment. Try again later. I'm like, 5 times later, fine, I'll make an account and I will try and pay by card. After about 10 minutes of waiting for it to cycle through again, no, payment failed. Payment failed. Look at my account just to check. No, it's full of shit. Payment failed. Payment failed. PayPal again. PayPal again. Please don't keep rinsing my account. PayPal again. PayPal again. Finally, after giving up, then seeing people on Facebook say, no, don't give up. It took me like 10 goes. I'm like, all right then. Tried it another time. And I thought, no, screw this, because it kept leaving it in my cart. It says, you know, your sale, your item in your cart hasn't been tampered with. It's still there. And I thought, yes, but that's the problem. So I removed it, put it back again, and it went through. And you, Tom, you had yours go through, but had similar issue, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I tried it 4 times and just kept getting, like you saying, like the loading screen was like the problem screen was coming up.
Yeah.
Then I had one flash up saying like, oh, "There's been an issue. We can't take your payment." And I was at that point, I just put my phone down. I was like, "I cannot be bothered with this. Too much grief."
And I was like, I was seeing it, and I'm like, "You're right. It doesn't look that great, but I still want it."
Yeah. So I at that point I was giving up, and then my phone beeped, and it was PayPal telling me that I've just paid far too much money to Mezco.
Funny thing, though,
it went through. I never got a confirmation on it, but it went through. It's now on my account that it's been paid, and that's that.
The funny thing is, though, when we were messing each other as we were trying to do it, I'm on the screen and it's frozen. I'm waiting for it to, you know, the little bar at the top's like, oh, fuck, you're going to ping me off and say you're busy. And then a message from you popped up saying, has it worked yet? I'm like, fuck off, I'm still trying. Go away, swipe away. I nearly blamed you for ruining it. It's like, no. But I imagine when they got that beat through after being disappointed and giving up, being like, what the fuck do you want? Oh.
Yeah, the trouble with Mezco is then you're waiting for the 5 or 6 other beeps to come through and realising that you have no money left for the rest of the month.
Just checking my notifications now. No, I'm good.
Yeah, I keep checking mine. I've checked it because I ended up with 3 Keaton Batmans.
That's what put the fear in me because of that, what you told me on that one.
Which fortunately I've sold one already to a mate who didn't manage to get one, and I'll sell the other one easy enough. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be an issue. But
as I was saying to you, I didn't get a notification with my Keaton Batman. I just got the PayPal receipt, and I was thinking, oh, why? Am I going to get it? And then finally getting through on the Superman and going to the page where it says your order confirmed. Thanks for shopping, and it had a button that says, "Do you want us to send you a notification?" Right, I don't remember doing that for Keaton Batman. Probably why I didn't get a notification.
Yeah.
But so my heart sort of just went twice today, and seeing the 3rd time now, seeing as I've not had any more PayPal notifications.
Yeah, so fingers crossed we've just got one each, and that'll be that. Yeah. It's also a 6 limit one, not a 2 limit one.
It sounds like they've got enough to cater people.
Yeah, it's either a case that they're making them to order, or a lot of people have been put off by that head and the suit.
Yeah, but yeah, that that Austin Powers perv head sculpt.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's interesting. It's eye catching. That's what it is. Damn. The main head sculpt looks pretty decent. I'll give them that. The tailoring on the suit
is hit and miss, but it's also a 6-inch figure, so you've kind of got to weigh up what you can feasibly do.
Yeah.
On a mass market figure as well. Not obviously customizers can do better, but it's a little bit different.
In terms of the style, like the wide collar, not exactly a cut-off square with the cape stuffed in either side like his comic book style, but it's got the wide collar where it's sort of simulating that, and it's got the unique S that he had, and they in terms of the way it looks,
I think the colour's nice. I think the S looks really good, especially like their first Superman had that big raised S on it. That was awful. No. So I think this is much more like you could use this as a classic comic book Superman.
Yeah,
which I think, to be
like...
honest, a lot of people could do that, like swap the head off, especially now, which is quite weird for a film figure, especially one like this. It's the double head and neck. It's not a one piece. Because that's kind of, I was expecting that one piece head and neck combo.
Yeah.
Typical Mezco fashion.
Yeah. But we didn't get that, so that's a good sign.
The suit itself looked like it was thrown together in a prop shop in the 70s on the cheap, and this looks, and it obviously that's what it
looks like it was thrown together in a Chinese sweatshop on the cheap.
It's a metaphor, right there. Just a different time period, still the same process.
I think the big issue, one of the biggest issues for me is there's no S on the back of the cape.
No, isn't there?
But whether that's, I mean, this is obviously a prototype, whether it's something they're going to improve on a little bit before it comes out. Because the Mezco are quite good at making changes to their figures. The only problem is that this is due for release September to November.
Yeah, it sounds
which doesn't give them a lot of time to do. So I think we're stuck with the pervy head.
Yeah.
But if we can at least get the S on the back,
that'd be nice. It's just a stamp, guys. Just a fabric. Just, I don't know, process. I don't know what I'm doing. It's like I'm wanking off a cow right now. Just stop. But yeah, you get the idea.
just
so
to put the S on. Like,
you hear me, Mezco? Fucking S on. Yeah, hopefully.
Or Ben will wank off your cows.
Yes. So that was the madness of today's. Fuck me, this chair's creaky. Of today's fucking. Oh, I'm gonna say it again. Madness of madness with the Reeves Superman. So I hope you managed to get yours. If you didn't, try again. They're still up by the looks of things. Whether they'll still be on sale by the time this video goes up, I have no idea. But yeah, try anyway. And who knows, we may end up having like 5 or 6 taken out of our account.
There's a very good chance.
You just don't know. So yeah, well, I think
if we started a Patreon account for bread and water next week, you know that we've ended up with a lot of Supermans coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the first tier? We live. You get to buy food. Second tier is we get to have clothing on our backs and we can pay rent and mortgage. We'll just sell your figures. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that concludes DC, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that is pretty much it, DC wise.
The dirty cousin has gone home. And I think we roll on to some Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. Sorry, what? Okay, so moving on to some Star Wars. And SH Figure Arts have rolled out their IG-11. Taika Waititi in robot form. And yeah, this looks pretty sweet, actually. This looks really sweet.
It's really good. It's also really expensive, but...
Yeah.
It's a lot.
They've got 3 different head sculpts. It's one piece moving.
It's a lot of money, isn't it, for a character that's not going to be in the next sort of series?
Yeah, that was my issue with it. Like, you're not going to see him again. He was in 3 episodes of the 8.
Yeah.
And he's like £85.
Ironically, he's become the Boba Fett of the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
He's not in it for long. Made an impact. Yeah, I guess what's selling it is what's bumped it up is obviously I believe they're adding the child in the pouch, the Baby Yoda.
Are they?
Oh yeah, one of the images has got him in there. I'm not sure.
Oh, he's in there, but I think that's from the separate child.
Oh, is it? Okay.
That they've also got for pre-order with the Beskar Mando.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
But IG-11 comes with the bag that you can put the Baby Yoda in.
You get the bag,
That's it. So if anyone was stupid enough to pay for that Baby Yoda, like me, you'd have a bag to put him in.
Oh, bless.
But I didn't end up picking up IG-11.
No.
I can't justify that money. If the Black Series reissue it, I'll probably pick it up. But apparently this is bigger than the Black Series one.
Oh, really?
It'll be better articulated than the Black Series one.
Yeah.
That for sure will be, yeah.
And it looks better than the Black Series one. But if the Black Series one re-releases, it'll be 20 quid. This is, by the time I import this, and if I get hit with import charges and whatnot, this could cost me near on 100 quid.
Yeah. Ridiculous, isn't it?
I don't if it's to do with the licensing rights for Star Wars, because obviously that's tied up with Hasbro, whether they have to make certain figures web exclusives and things like that.
Yeah.
But it's far too much money for me to justify.
I think we'll just leave that for the swoosh.
Yeah. I'll watch Robo's review on it.
Yeah, 100%. You know, he's going to have some fun with it. Moving on from IG, looks like we were discussing earlier, but we have re-releases of the Rebels in updated paint format. So, and that's pissing a lot of people off. I can see why. Because these look 10 times better.
They look really good, and obviously you're getting Zeb this time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think what's really messed up Star Wars collectors is a lot of Star Wars collectors that I know are box collectors. They will collect them in the box, have the boxes on the shelf, on display, and now it's completely changed. So, if you were thinking about, you don't need the Rebels because I've already got other Rebels in this one, in these red boxes. So I'll just pick up Zeb, who's in a completely different box that you now can't put next to your other ones. because if you're the sort of person that collects in a box and keeps them all lined up like that, you're way too anal to have a different box up there. It's not going to happen.
Remember when we used to collect VHSs and we had either a trilogy of movies or a series, and I love how uniform the spines were, and you get to that one and where the bloody Universal logo would be up here instead of down there.
Yeah.
It's like, no, he's throwing off the symmetry. Yeah, sorry. You're gonna have to buy them all.
You're gonna have to rebuy them if you're a box collector. You're gonna have to rebuy them, but I'd fucking rebuy them anyway because they look so much better. Like if you look, I mean, these pictures from Dorkside Toys put these up, and they're night and day. It shows you how far. I mean, it's
amazing, isn't it?
It's the face tech that they do now. The face printing tech has just taken it to the next level.
It's good.
Yeah, leaps and bounds.
Especially like Ahsoka just looks
spot on.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The difference that it's made. Sabine looks like, I was almost tempted to pick up that Sabine to go with my little like Mando display.
Yeah.
But obviously, like these sold out in like minutes on most sites. Like,
come and gone then, pretty much.
Yeah. It's like everyone was desperate for these. I mean, you can see why it was a massive series that they've just done a last series for, didn't they, on Disney Plus? I think they've done something with Rebels on there. I've never actually watched it myself.
It cut off a few episodes. It's not bad. It's all right. It's in some holes.
It's no Clone Wars.
No, but it does fill in the gap of what happened between episode 3 and Rogue One. A little bit more. But it was Clone Wars obviously filled the gap between episode 2 and 3. This one fills it in from 3 until Rogue One. But yeah, this is looking quite tasty. Just swiping along, I think we've got to jump into Inspector Gadget now. Where did this drop? This dropped a couple of weeks ago, didn't it?
I think it was, Was it? Yeah, it was middle of last week, was it? Or
last week,
Yeah, but start of last week maybe, but yeah, fairly recent.
and all of us went, "Oh my god, these look amazing," and then we saw the price and went, "Oh my god, what's a fucking rip-off?"
Yeah.
To put it mildly, that's the words I used, but yeah.
They look good. Obviously, the picture I've got up here is just a gadget, but it comes with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, for
Hell
sure.
of a lot of
Comes with
stuff. But he's also £85. Well, between 85 and 90, depending on where you're ordering him from.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's a lot of companies involved in making it. Blitzway for a start, that are not a cheap company.
No.
They do a lot of the 1/6 stuff. Some really they done the Ghostbusters, didn't they? The 1/6 Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
That were like if Manipul had done a set of those heads, I'd have probably bought the Mezco ones. I would have overlooked the zips for those heads. But
I know.
So yeah, it's got some expensive companies in there, but even so, £85 to £90 for that figure is quite pricey. And then when you consider all the other figures in the set, if you want to buy the set, are not articulated.
No,
they're statues.
Yeah.
With a couple of interchangeable parts, and you're looking at nearly £200 for the whole set. And it's just like you get a couple of extra faces with Gadget as well for that. But I loved Inspector Gadget, but I didn't love it 200 quid's worth.
No. It's nostalgic.
Not when I've got other stuff. Yeah. It's not like Turtles and things like that. I'll spend money on the Turtles, but luckily I don't have to because NECA do it and do a bloody good job of it.
Yeah, definitely.
But for my sort of the pop culture things now, I'm quite happy sticking with people like NECA. Obviously, you've got like Super 7 doing like the Thundercats, and they're doing their own Turtles, and they've just announced a Disney line as well that Super 7 are going to be doing.
Oh wow!
So that's going to be interesting to see what they're going to come out with there. I assume it's again something they would have shown at SDCC that we'll probably see.
Yeah.
Whenever they do a virtual, like whether they might do something with the with Pixel Dan.
Yeah.
The same way that NECA do. I wouldn't be surprised if Super 7 do something with some reveals there.
And you can bet your ass we'll be covering that.
Oh yeah, I'll be stealing
100%.
all of Pixel Dan's pictures and popping them on the Instagram. But this is too much money for me to get into.
Yeah, for nostalgia, I'm okay. I love the car. Obviously, there's a big hit home for nostalgia in the cartoon stuff, and there's only a couple that I would actually want merch for now. Cartoons, kind of like, that's cool, great memories. I'm alright putting it to bed. I'd rather get stuff from movies that I enjoyed when I was a kid, more so than cartoon stuff for me personally. But
Yeah.
if all the others were articulated and came with a buttload more accessories, then maybe even still a little bit more it's a bit.
If they were all at the level of Gadget and it was £200 for the set, I would have no qualm dropping £200 for that set.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I think obviously you've got 4 or 5 companies involved. There's a lot of development involved to pay for.
Yeah.
Whether I mean, it could be that the license was ridiculously expensive to obtain.
Yeah.
But it's too much for me.
It is, sadly.
Which is sad because I would like it.
Yeah, let us know if you're picking it up. But I'd obviously love to see the reviews when they drop.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing people with them. But I mean, we were talking about because I think that was 2018 we first saw them.
Mm-hmm.
I remember talking about them, and then the disappointment when they finally come out at that price was just. It's a shame, but that's what it is. But like I say, I'll stick with NECA now for my sort of retro collectible fix.
Absolutely. And what you've dropped today segues from our love of cartoon nostalgia and obviously fits snugly just before NECA, rolling onto Turtles.
Yes.
What you're me today, Playmates are really re-releasing They're old classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figures in a nice little turtle wagon box set for San Diego. Am I saying that correctly?
It is meant to be the SDCC, well, what would have been their SDCC exclusive. They've done a few different things before, but I'm not usually to this sort of level. Like, I remember they done Usagi Yojimbo a couple of years ago as their exclusive that was really cool. But this is obviously they've done these vintage re-releases before.
Yeah.
But I think these just look really cool, and they come in the Turtle Van big like display box.
Yeah, it's great little display box for sure, and you get all of them all in their sort of. I don't know if that was that the original packaging they came in. I can't remember, but
I think so. Yeah, it looks original, but again, I mean, obviously without the Nickelodeon sign in the top.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was a little kid when they came out. I can't remember off the top of my head whether that is the right one or not.
They look great, don't they?
Yeah,
just as I remember them.
Like, again, I look at these the same way that I look at those recent Ghostbusters vintage re-releases. That I would buy these to keep them in the box. I wouldn't open them. I mean, I've got a set of all these Turtles and Krang and Shredder and Splinter and all that anyway, like the vintage ones. But already open. But I would keep these boxed anyway, even if I didn't have those.
Yeah, this would be just lovely just to pull out for nostalgia. You know, like wherever you have a collection would be like a museum piece. You know, it'd be like, look, history. You know, 100%. It's a nice little box set, and there's a nice little bit of news that dropped today. Not sure, obviously, the availability. These will be going online. There's a lot of pretty much anything that was going to be exclusive at San Diego will be.
I don't. Obviously, it's not. They don't have the same problem as NECA do with their Turtles because Playmates are the license holders. So I don't think, unless they make it super limited, I think a lot of places would be able to get hold of them. I think, especially with the fact that there is no con this year.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people might try and make stuff more available to get the hype to their company up.
Yeah,
they've got to do something. Absolutely.
So that would be interesting to see how much they're going to knock that out for.
Details to follow. And rolling on, not quite with Turtles just yet, but falling into the NECA line, they've just dropped a new King Kong. I believe this is from like one of the classic Kong movies.
Well, I think it's like their take on a classic Kong.
Yeah.
So they've kind of done their own thing, but very much inspired by the classic films. Whereas obviously Mezco have recently done a version of it.
Yeah.
But this is I think this kind of blends a classic and modern in one. Whereas Mezco was just very, very old school, the proper first Kong film, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can tell why the head sculpts are inspired, definitely with that second open one, where it's like,
yeah.
You know. But it looks pretty decent. I like the display promotional images they got him off. Obviously, Sadie, and it comes with 2 head sculpts, and both of them no relaxed face, just 2 open ones.
Yeah, that's the only downside of the thing for me.
Yeah,
because this would have made a really good base for a Gorilla Grodd.
Good call.
But I'd want the resting face.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Friday, bitch. I'm tired. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be cool. And then lastly, I mean, we haven't had anything breaking news from NECA, apart from packaging of their released 2-packs.
Yeah, I mean, well, they've recently obviously dropped the final packaging shots for the Casey Jones and Wrath in Disguise.
Yeah.
Which will be coming, I think, over here in August, is it? I think it's July in America, and then August it drops over here.
Right.
That's right.
In Europe. And then they're now re-releasing the Turtles in the 2-packs. I think it's only the bandanas that are different, innit? You get the extra band,
Yeah,
like the one going down the back.
Both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
Just
depends.
another
If you're a turtle whore like Ben, you'll have to buy these because you need that bandana.
I need to touch it, smell it, and respect it. That's what I need to do. And also, I've just seen they're re-releasing new stock of the Shredder Splinter Foot singles. They're coming back. UK, a lot of the UK companies are restocking them again.
Yeah, we're getting all those back. So don't pay over the odds. I've seen people in the groups selling them for 40, 50 quid a figure, and people buying them. And it's like, just be patient.
Yeah.
A few months, you'll get them.
Yeah,
you'll get them back at retail again.
So if you missed out on the Turtles and the Foot and Shredder and Splinter, get them all together at retail now.
Yeah.
Fancy little 2-pack there. You'll get a different bandana. So it's a good time to be a collector. It really is.
Yeah, going off Pixel Dan's interview, he said obviously there's in Turtles' first movie alone, there's 2 more undisclosed 2-packs to come. We don't know what's in them. We can pretty much sort of guess that April will be one. And
I think it's going to be April and Tatsu. Has to be one of the 2-packs.
Got to be those 2, which leaves our mind to just go wild of what could be in the next one. That's within the Turtles 1 movie, not anything to do with Secret User, and also an accessory pack, which I can only assume would be. I thought it would be the weapons rack that came with the Foot, but
yeah, they did say that they were going to try and do the weapons rack.
Yeah, along with making the Foot Soldier an army builder style format, and include that in there. So if that's the case, then what could be in this accessory pack? Who knows? But a lot of exciting stuff to come to the Turtles line. It's not done yet by the looks of things.
Not by a long shot. I think they've got a lot. The only one I think they've said they're not really going to touch on is the 3rd film, which is kind of a shame because it was fucking awful film. But it looked really cool with the Turtles in the whole samurai gear.
Yeah. Samurai gear would be cool.
I could handle a set of samurai turtles on the shelf. I think that would look really cool.
I could handle a set of samurai in civilian clothing. You know, give me one with a shirt on. You know.
But I mean, as long as we get April.
Yeah.
I mean, just April will pretty much complete my Turtles lineup that I really want. Because I'll have the 4 Turtles, Splinter, Shredder, Casey Jones, and April. Considering if you want a basic film turtle.
Yeah, considering NECA liked someone on Twitter who said, "Can we get and tagged Judith Hogarth in it?" Judith Hogue, the actress, on Twitter saying, "Yeah, can we get an April figure?" And NECA liked it, and then Judith herself replied to it, all up for it. And I guess she knows. And there was also a recent video of her being sent individual singles of the Turtles and the Raph and Casey 2-pack. I think it was probably off the heels of that cast reunion on Zoom that she did with the Turtles movie, which is fantastic. If you haven't seen it, it's really good fun to watch.
Yeah, didn't Elias pop up in that one as well?
Elias popped in at the end, yeah. Casey himself.
Amusing being as he didn't give his facial likeness to the Casey figure, which is such a shame.
Yeah, if anyone was going to convince him, it's going to be Judith.
If that comes in the accessory pack.
Yeah.
That would be great.
I'll talk to you a bit more off camera, but it was just a great moment towards the end of that panel where Judith was wearing something very, very flattering. Very, very flattering. And when Elias came along, and I was like, "Oh my God, you look really good." It's like, "Yeah, you look really good." And then if you cut to a few of the others, and all like, I was like, "Yeah, you still got to love fair play." But yeah, no, it's a great little thing to watch. And yeah, so hopefully, I think it's pretty safe to say we'll get an April, a Tatsu, maybe a Danny, and maybe my prediction would be an unmasked Foot Soldier with just a random person's head on it.
Probably the one that Tatsu killed. I can't remember his name now.
Yeah, true. Or maybe even Sam Rockwell. I had no idea. But
I'd love a Sam Rockwell figure with just 2 packets of cigarettes. The regular or menthol. That would do me.
Yeah, perfect. But yeah, it kind of wraps it up, I think, for Fig News at the moment, unless more drops. No doubt will in the next couple of days.
The way it's going at the minute, I expect half a ton of it's dropped while we've been chatting here.
Probably. They were gearing up for the San Diego Comic-Con, the first ever digital edition, which pretty much means that all the companies are going to reveal all their shit on Twitter, and we'll just have to go fishing for photographs. And then by the time we finish fishing for photographs and put up all our news, they've already put them out for sale. So it's just, if you're not on Twitter, get on it or find someone who is and just hunt the news, because it will drop there first, no doubt.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that kind of wraps it up.
Excellent.
All the Fig loveliness, and your wallet is probably screaming right now. Mine is. But yeah, lots to come, lots to look forward to, lots of reviews on the way. So anything else you want to add, guys?
Nope, I think we are officially wrapped up.
Yeah, I think that's it now, isn't it?
Rappy.
Until next time.
Until next time, we will be probably covering all the San Diego goodness, and we'll try and bring out all the news as fast as we can to you on our Instagram and our Facebook and our website. But yeah, the next episode of Tea and Figs will probably be covering all of it. But yeah, until then, you can go and follow us on social media. So yeah, where can they find you, Tommy?
You can find me on Instagram at ToyArt2 or Tom's Dioramas, depending on whether you want to look at dioramas or toy photography or both. Just go follow them both. Go on, treat yourself.
Whatever tickles testes, he's got you covered.
And I'm on Facebook at Tom's Dioramas, so you've got a plethora of choices.
Slide into all of his DMs.
That's it. Come and join the party.
And Carlos?
You can find me at plastic_action on Instagram and Facebook. And you can also just catch me loitering around the Plastic
men's
Action
toilets
UK page.
Sorry, you left too long a pause there. I had to get that.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Oh, sorry to cut you off there, Karl. Go on, continue.
No, that's right, mate. That's just Plastic Action.
There you go. And you can find me at Project Piper Customs on Instagram, Facebook, and on the YouTube links. And yeah, follow the account social media, Plastic Action UK, website www.plasticactionuk.co.uk, and right here on our YouTube. Subscribe, please. It helps. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Until then, guys.
Just before we finish up, I've literally just seen this bit of news come in. If you're a Batman, it's not good news, unfortunately. Especially if you're a Batman fan. Denny O'Neil, which, if you're a Batman fan, you should have heard of Denny O'Neil. One of the greatest Batman writers and editors has unfortunately passed away. 81. So, big respect. He's some of the best Batman books you'll have ever read will have been either written or edited by Denny O'Neil. So,
yeah,
big respect to him.
He killed the game, so remember the name. Rest in peace to Denny O'Neil. That is sad. Damn, you have to end it on a bummer, didn't you?
Yeah, I know. It's literally just popped up on my thing, and I was like, oh, crap.
Fuck, another great gone.